Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. It makes me so happy and content that you're watching this video. Today I wanted to share some poetry. I have my little poetry book here, and this is from, because I get a lot of questions, Peter Popper Press, and I'll write it right here. But yeah, I've been writing a lot. I haven't done one of these videos in a while, so I'm going to share a few of my poems. Not all of them, because I'm trying to save some for hopefully a book by the end of this year, so, you know. I'm in an Airbnb right now in Barcelona, so I'm gonna try and be a little bit quieter. It's 10:30 a.m. right now, so I think everyone should be awake, but just to be a little more considerate, I'm gonna try and be like kind of quiet. So ASMR style, reading poetry. I had a lot of ups and downs this month, but I had a lot of great moments, and then I also had a lot of shitty moments, so that's just life, and I have a bunch of mixed emotions in my poems. I'm going to start off with something that I wrote before I went to Cuba. This was earlier this month. I was feeling really down, and I made a video about this, how I'm celibate, and basically I use sex and like sexual pleasure to like cope with sadness, or I have in the past, and I only recently became aware of that bad pattern. So I was feeling super down. Before this poem, I wrote a really sad poem about how I was feeling like I was buried alive in a coffin, or like a plug pulled from its socket. I just felt so disconnected, which one of you told me that's called disassociation, which I've honestly never even heard of. I was feeling really not connected to anything in any way, and I wrote this poem because I was horny, and it wasn't even that, it was just that like I wanted some quick pleasure. I wanted to like experience and feel sex and feel wanted in the moment, so I wrote this. It's kind of intense. Don't judge me. This is a safe space, a judgment-free zone, please. Okay. I'm craving to hunt. I have an urge to stalk my prey, to attack, to give in to my nature, to break my progress, which only makes the thought even more insatiable. I want to bite and claw at the flesh, to be ripped apart. I lose my breath at the thought of losing all control, of letting myself do the one thing I know I should not. I am like an alcoholic craving the poison on my lips, but in this case, it's hands around my hips. My eyes roll back in ecstasy, teeth gnaw at my bottom lip from the hunger, the need to be needed, to give in to my self-abuse. And it is really harmful to me to have sex right now. Like, it has been triggering for the past year, and every time that I do, I feel ashamed, I feel sad, and I realized that wasn't normal, and that's why I stopped having sex. And so now, even when I want to or I crave to, I think about it and I'm like, you're gonna not feel good after this. And I'm going to try and be celibate for a year. I have been for like 4 months. It hasn't been hard because I don't talk to boys ever. Literally, like the only guys that I talk to are gay. But after that, when I do start dating, I don't want the relationship to be built on sex, and I'm not going to have sex until we've been together for a while. I know that might seem like so taboo and so like old-fashioned of me, but that's just the kind of relationship I want to be in, where we get to know each other spiritually and mentally before physically, because the physical part is great, but I feel like that's easier. You know, it's harder to like actually get to know someone. So anyways, that was that poem, and it's just funny because I didn't realize at the time that I was trying to, like, that I craved sex in the moment because I was so sad. Because the poem right before that sex poem was like really depressing, really sad, how I was feeling. And this one's like, I just want a distraction. I just want someone else to like numb me, or like to make myself feel hurt in a different way so that I'm not focusing on the pain that I feel now, if that makes sense. Okay, this next one. The man on the subway won't... This is kind of like really dramatic, but I was annoyed. This man on the subway won't stop staring at me. Has this become the new form of flirting? Have the lines really become so blurred? Because in my experience, when I said no, what the last guy heard was try harder. I avert my eyes in every direction. Is this supposed to mean you want me? Am I supposed to be flattered that I'm the one you chose to make uncomfortable? So dramatic. Like, when it's unwanted, you just, like, I make it very obvious. Like, when guys are staring at me, like, I'm fine with people looking at me, judging me, whatever. If you're just staring at me like this, and I look back and I'm like, do you need something? And you just keep staring, it's like, please stop, sir. And that's kind of what happened. I've been very conscious of male energy And it's very strange, like every time or anytime a man like comes near me or is in my area or in my group or like at some party, like I feel the presence, and it's not like necessarily negative, but I acknowledge and I feel like the different energy. Yeah, sometimes I feel like one of the feminist bookstore owners from Portlandia, if you guys watch that show, from Woman and Woman First. Like I literally feel that lately so much. Get that phallic shaped object away from me, please. My penmanship says a lot about me. The chicken scratch I write my poems in shows the urgency, the need to get these thoughts out of my rattling brain, to let go, to put my sadness elsewhere, to remove it from myself in some way, to translate my feelings into something I can better understand. I'm desperately searching inside myself, through the darkness within me. The poems are a light, helping me see through the rubble. Okay, there's a lot more, but I'm not gonna share that because it's really personal. Okay, my poems this month were really shitty, like really slacking, but I wanted to share them anyway. This one is about my ex-boyfriend. I dated him for 3 years. I talk about him every now and then. We broke up like a few months ago, maybe like 6 or 7 months ago, but we've been talking on and off, trying to like be friends or see what potential we might have in the future, but it's not happening. But I still really miss him, and love is really weird. These poems kind of express how love is just so full of emotion. I am powerful, I tell myself, staring at my wet cheeks in the mirror. I can see my heart as an animation. The last piece cracks and falls off so that it is broken right in half. I feel sick, I feel the food I stuffed inside myself to avoid thinking of you trying to come up like the memories of us. The last 3 years begin to replay in my head. It only takes about a minute to go through it all. I don't know what hurts more to think about, the good times or the bad. I can see the humans of planet Earth getting evacuated to the moon, the chaos of it all, the hysteria, crowds of people stuffed into spaceships getting torn apart, but I can't imagine being bothered by it at all. No, the prospect of leaving home doesn't bother me. What really drives me insane is feeling the most distant from you I ever have, not knowing if you're okay, how you're feeling, if you're scared. What are your thoughts, darling? I wish I knew what you thought of me. But then again, I fucking hate you. You hurt me, yet I still fucking love you too. I'm probably just tripping, but you've got me feeling blue. I should have got a clue, baby. What can I do? You were untrue, and then I was after you. Shit got fucking messy. You really tried to test me. You really fucking wrecked me. Shit, I'm pathetic. It's been months, and here I am being poetic, not letting myself forget it. I broke up with you. I said it, and I don't regret it. Do I regret it? I still think about dating you. Do I convince myself I hate you? So yeah, I don't like to use hate that much. It's a very strong word. It's a dramatic word for sure, but it's a word that I used when I found out stuff when we were fighting, and I was gonna say I hate the word hate, but like, I don't know. That's just the duality of it all. Like, I hate you and I love you. I'm angry with you, and I'm also like so proud and happy for you. It's just, I feel everything for this person. And I think that's beautiful. It's painful and it's beautiful, and memories are painful. He always used to say you can never love someone as much as you can miss them, and I just think that's so true. I'm very aware of my thoughts, and I just noticed that he just comes into my head so often. It's kind of scary. It's kind of just intense. I'm just like, wow, like my heart really likes thinking about this person. Like my mind really likes to indulge in thoughts and memories of this person. And love is just so powerful. Love is everything, and romantic love is incredible, and it just swallows you whole, and it in the best way possible. And it's just so addicting, and you never forget the first person you fell in love with, the first time you felt love. Like, I never thought that I would feel love like that. I always imagined having boyfriends, having like that tingly feeling inside, but I didn't even notice that I was like falling in love with him. We were together for 3 years, so we both like we graduated together, we did different classes together in high school, we like did projects together. I don't know, we just kind of like experienced a lot of changes, going from like teens to adults and going to college and growing older. Like, he's 20 now, I'm 19, and it's just so, I think when you really know when you're in love, when you're excited to experience life with someone, when you like are excited to hear about their day and their thoughts on everything. And that's what I mean when I I feel so distant. I imagine myself feeling so distant from him if we got evacuated to the moon, because I would have no idea what his thoughts were on the whole situation. And I love, when I'm in love with someone, like I want to know everything about how they feel and think, and I want to like get to know their mind. Like, I want to know your mind. Sarah Baska. I've been watching her a lot lately. But yeah, like I just really want to know you. I want to like feel you far beyond touching you, if you know what I mean. Whatever, he's probably gonna watch this and I don't know how he'll think about it, but I don't really care because it's not good or bad. Like, it's just love. And it makes me sad that there are so many expectations that people have for love. It's just gonna happen when it happens, and it's just gonna happen how it happens, not necessarily how other people portray their relationships, or not necessarily how you might like your relationship to be from what you see online. Like, there is no right way to be in love, and I love seeing how different couples express their love, because everyone needs to be loved differently, and you have to kind of like get to know what a person needs to be nurtured. Like me, for example, when I'm sad, I don't like to be around people. It's not necessarily an isolating thing, but I just feel more comfortable. I can heal myself in my own presence, whereas my friends, they like to be comforted, they like to have me around, or cooking food for them, or supporting them. I'm very different. I like for people to not get mad at me when I don't text them back. I feel uncomfortable sometimes when people like are giving so much to me, like food, or trying to nurture me with material items. That's not the key to my heart. And so yeah, just different things like that, you know? Some people need words of affirmation, some people like gifts or letters or physical touch. Physical touch is a really big one for me. I love being hugged. And so yeah, you just kind of have to get to know the person and not have any expectation in your relationship or any expectation about love, really, because it's kind of like your own manifestation, you know? Two people coming together and like creating love and living a life together it has to be your own creation, because you're both living from your own separate realities combined. And oh man, whenever I see two people together, or like, this is what I visualize when I'm in a relationship with someone, or just a friendship, you know, that is a relationship, but like we each have these like bubbles of color around our head. Right now I kind of feel like mine would be purple, or maybe orange even, just this bubble. And when I talk to someone, they might have a different color, like blue or something. And when we talk, these bubbles kind of combine and our colors kind of mix together and connect, and we're sharing our reality, our perceptions, our ideas. And I just think that's so beautiful, like colors just mixing and combining together. But it also does remind me that we are all living a completely different life. We can do the same exact thing and have a completely different experience, completely different realizations, and that shouldn't be forgotten, because it's really important to be mindful of where other people came from and their past and their needs and triggers and everything like that, but also just like how they need to be loved, how they should be cared for, and things like that. When your therapist triggers you, where does the safe space lie? Who do you console when the one person you're supposed to trust makes you feel small? Yeah, random diddle. I'm sailing on the current of my emotions. I refuse to dive deeper right now, afraid I'll never breathe the crisp, clean air again. I have finally risen to the surface after days of drowning, and here I am. I can't be anywhere else but in this moment. Breathless, heaving, I tilt my head back, squint the last tears out of my eyes, and release you from me, finally. I guess I felt like I made a breakthrough of like letting go of the past. And yeah. This next one I wrote on the plane. I was sad because I was just thinking about how women as they get older aren't appreciated or like lusted after, or just seen as like used up or like unattractive. They're not really portrayed positively. I mean, they're not really portrayed much at all in the media or in society, but I feel like women after a certain age just are supposed to be washed up or used or not desired, whereas men, as they get older and older, they can still get laid all the time. They still are found very attractive. They still I don't know, I just feel like they're still lusted after, and in movies you see that, and in like TV shows and ads and everything like that. I know that everyone wants like a sugar daddy now, but I don't mean in that regard. I just mean like they're still like valued as someone who you might want to like be with, whereas older women just kind of have more of a negative connotation. Fuck me while I'm young, use my body, use your tongue, let me show you what it really means to get some. Fuck me while I'm young, don't call, don't text, leave me lonesome. I'm used to feeling like my only purpose is to make you come. Pull my hair, scratch my skin, make me forget you're not worthy to be let in. Everywhere I go, I carry mace. The man who assaulted me, I try to forget his face. This year, I've shed so many tears, faced many fears, but being a woman doesn't get easier throughout the years. And I'm not like a super hardcore feminist, I wouldn't say, but I do believe in equal rights. I speak from my own experience. And I don't hate men, I just don't understand men. And I automatically feel like I shrink in the presence of a man, and that's not their fault, but it's just like my conditioning. It's just like from what I experienced in this society, my like being feels lesser. Like I kind of feel like what I have to say is less important. I don't think it, but the way that I react and feel, I just feel like uncomfortable or shy or timid. I don't know. It's just like a shrinking feeling. And I think that's just as a result of like my experiences. And in fact, I might even be attracting this shrinking feeling or this shyness in front of them just because that's what I'm so used to. Because all of my friends seem to have like awesome guy friends who are just nice and not trying to use them and not trying to get anything out of the relationship or whatever. So I might slightly be attracting these men into my life, or yeah, something like that. But it just makes me sad because I know that isn't right, and I know that women and everyone in general should be valued for much more than just their bodies. But I don't see that at all. Like in society, all we do is value people for their bodies and for their beauty, and men for their money or strength. But there is pressure on both ends to be a certain way. It definitely just makes me sad though that like women over a certain age aren't like really represented or desired in this society. I know like MILFs are a thing, but they have to get like breast implants and they have to like change their bodies and like try and keep looking young, whereas like men as they age can still be seen as like daddy or whatever. Like they're still lusted after, and I just want women of like older ages to also be like admired and appreciated. Yeah, man. And it should be for far more than their body. Okay, so this next one is kind of like a play on a spell that I used to use, but it's a healing spell, and it goes, nature has touched me in ways no human ever has, and this is the spell. Goddess of nature, let it begin, healing without, healing within, healing my soul, healing my skin. Goddess of nature, let it begin. And it's basically just calling upon nature to heal me, to uplift me. And I don't need to do this, but it's nice to put that energy out there. And this is why I love casting spells. And I know that it's all energy. Maybe this goddess isn't real. Maybe it's a made-up thing, but I'm putting this energy out there and this intention, and that will help guide me, and that will make me heal myself. Just calling upon some god or some goddess to help me and guide me. It'll make me more aware, it'll make me more guided and focused on whatever it is that I need in my life, and it'll also make me more open to different omens. It will kind of make me feel like I am being healed, just having this idea that someone is looking out for me, that someone is guiding me, which is the goddess of nature, whoever that may be. I just made that up. Maybe it is a goddess, maybe it isn't. But yeah, I've been really into calling upon different goddesses, Lakshmi, Tara. There's a bunch of others. I have like a whole deck of goddess oracle cards, and I've been using those and doing little readings every single day for myself. Everyone likes to tell me that all I talk about is pseudoscience, but that's not true because vibrational energy is real. Everything has a frequency. And I kind of wanted to talk about how that works in religion and why prayer is so important. So several religions ask or instruct its followers to pray or to worship, to give thanks, ask forgiveness, ask for help, guidance. What the act of prayer is doing is making the person feel love and gratitude. It's a form of expressing love to this God, gratitude for the gifts their God has given them, making them ask for help, like please help Sophia get better, please help Johnny get healthy again, please help Andrea feel happier and get over her depression. You know, like when I was raised Orthodox Christian or Catholic, Orthodox Catholic, I honestly don't remember because I was so not involved in the church and whatever, but I was baptized and confirmed. And when I would pray, I would list off the names of everyone who I love and send a prayer out to them. Please help her get better, please help her get better, please help him find the happiness he deserves. And basically setting positive manifestation. That's what I was doing, was thinking about all the people I love so dearly, how much I love them, and what I wish for them in their lives. So when we pray, it kind of helps us search for answers or signs from God. I'm sure we've all heard that term, like, oh my God, it's a sign from God. Some people say it's a sign from universe. We've all heard those things. But it's really just the energy that you're emitting coming back to you. Like, you put a question out there, you left an intention out there, and you were, because of that, more open to receiving different omens and being aware of what is going on in the world around you. There are omens and signs from the universe happening all the time, constantly, but we're not always aware of them. Like, there are certain, I think definitely as women, we have very strong intuitive power, and when we do listen to omens from the universe, they come very frequently. And so when we do pray to God and we're like, please give me a sign, what should I do, what college should I go to, and for the next week or so we're just open and noticing things, noticing little things, little signs, little things people say and how they affect us and like what thoughts they trigger. And that awareness really, I think, is just our energy coming back to us, and we ask the question and the question is being answered. And it's not, in my humble opinion, it doesn't necessarily have to do with a God, a super high being, a state of godhood that you can't achieve. I think it's just your own energy. Prayer is total manifestation. I think it's really important, no matter what religion that you are, to pray and to think about all the people you love and what you hope for them and what you hope for yourself. And if you need guidance, to go ahead and ask for it, no matter what your religion is, no matter what you believe. I'm not denouncing any religion. I'm just shedding light on how energy works in your favor and why prayer is important. You can just practice many religions and do whatever you want, but I personally have found it very healing recently to call upon certain gods and to pray and to set my own intentions and to make amulets and put energy into different things and have different reminders. And that's why crystals are really powerful, is because you're putting the intention into them. Of course, they have high vibrational frequencies and have different intentions like set into them because of the minerals. But once you know that and you say, okay, this stone is the stone of helping me gain psychic ability or increasing my awareness or helping me clearly see my intuition, once you realize that and keep holding on to that stone and being like, okay, this stone is clearing my mind, you're kind of like doing it yourself basically, and it can be a very, very powerful tool. If you guys have ever seen The Secret, he has stones of gratitude or rocks of gratitude. Every time he touched the rock, he would think of everything he was grateful for, and it changed his life. And so that's why I think crystals are very important. And having them around is just you like reminding yourself of what your intention is and what you need and what you're trying to like attain spiritually, what kind of spiritual peace that you need. And so that is why I fuck with crystals. I'm allowed to have my own opinions just as you are, and if you do have any opposing opinions as me or want to like share some information with me, that is totally fine, but please don't do it in a malicious and hateful way. I love learning new things. I love being called out. Okay, not necessarily called out. I like being corrected if I'm not being politically correct or if I'm triggering anyone or hurting anyone in any way. But just do it with kindness. I'm speaking with kindness and love and just my own perception and just trying to share my thoughts. So if you would just do the same and just be kind with your words, because I'm very sensitive as well, I would really appreciate that. Share your opinions, share your thoughts, just don't be malicious and hateful about it, because I can feel that and I don't like that shit. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know that these poems were really shitty. I've been just feeling a lot and not having the space in my heart to write a lot of it. And I also didn't share some of them. I wrote quite a few poems this month about feminine energy and girl power, but those I really like, so I'm saving them for my book. I don't want to share everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so in love. What's the word? What do I feel right now? Anytime that like I try to address my emotions, I feel like I'm in the mental hospital, because every day we'd have to say, describe how you're feeling in one word. And today my word is everything. I feel everything. I feel content. I feel hopeful. And I feel very positive and light. But I also feel everything. I'm a Scorpio, for any of you guys wondering. I get that question a lot. My birthday is November 3rd, 1997. But yeah, it really, I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so happy that I can share my thoughts with you and that you're interested. And let's just keep on growing together. Don't forget to find the peace, spread the peace, and be the peace. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!